If your goal is to build lean muscle and to stay lean all year round, then there's only two things that you need to keep in mind, and that's diet and training plan. Let's start with the diet side of things, because that seems to be the most confusing part, at least for me. So there's only really like a few things that I like to follow when it comes to diet. And number one is prioritizing foods that are high in protein and high in healthy fats over foods that are high in carbohydrates. When you fuel on fats, you curb cravings, but when you're eating foods that are sugary and overly high in carbohydrates, you find yourself crashing a lot more often throughout the day, so less likely to work out because you've got less energy, and you find yourself much more hungry, right? You get hungry a lot more often. This is because you're running on glucose, and when your blood glucose goes low, your body tells your brain that you're hungry, you need to get more sugar in, more glucose in. Whereas when you're running on fats, it's a lot more sustainable and you have energy throughout the day. But if you're like me and you like to eat your carbohydrates, then focus on slow releasing carbohydrates. These are foods like rice, preferably whole grain, but white's fine. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, and I also like to eat quinoa. This is a grain that's high in protein and also lower in carbs. The second thing I like to follow when it comes to diet is getting protein from real foods, from whole foods, right? So foods like chickpeas, haricot beans, different variation of nuts. I'm vegan, this is why I'm mentioning all these plant-based options, but if you're not, then chicken and fish go a long way as well. And one more point about diet: if you don't want to be super strict about what you're putting in your body, what you're eating, then work out your maintenance calories. So for example, 2000, eat 500 calories less than that maintenance. So for example, 1500, and enjoy yourself a nice pizza, a nice donut, whatever you like. This is how I get away with satisfying my sweet tooth and also eating processed foods every now and again. But if your goal is to build lean muscle, then you might want to eat junk foods that are high in protein. But as long as it's staying below that maintenance by 500, you will still be losing weight. Now, the way to work out, the whole training plan to stay lean and build lean muscle is the way that works for me. Go for a higher rep range. When I say a higher rep range, I mean 12 to 15 reps. And you can also do this by incorporating supersets and drop sets. Why? Because this is a very intense and militant way to train. When you're going from one exercise to the next with no rest, or continuing an exercise by dropping the weight and just carrying on, this is very intense. It will very tough. It will get you shredded. It will build muscle while burning fat at the same time, and that's what you want if your goal is to get leaner and build lean muscle. If you're already in shape, that should work very well. But if you've got a lot more weight to lose and you need to cut a lot more, then I'd suggest adding a zone 2 cardio exercise into your program. What this looks like is cycling, a light jog. Do this 3 times a week. What I do for zone 2 is I cycle 5 times a week for 90 minutes on a real bike on the road. Preferably, this is just a personal preference, you don't have to do this. I also add a zone 4 cardio in there once a week in the form of continuous 6 count burpees, fast pace, as fast as I can, and as many as I can within a certain time frame. I do that once a week. And if I'm feeling good that week, I'll also add a zone 5 exercise in the form of sprints once a week. You don't have to do those last 2 cardio exercises. I just do that to make sure I'm shredded and lean. That will help you if you're struggling to lose weight. But therefore add that zone 2 cardio exercise in there 3 times a week if you're struggling to lose weight. But there you have it. That's the complete guide to building lean muscle and staying lean, or just getting lean if you want. If you found this video of value, then share it to someone who you think will find it valuable as well. Thanks for watching. Before I go, if you're a subscriber, I'd like to say a big thank you to you. Without you, this channel would not be here, would not be a thing. So thank you, you're helping the channel out by subscribing. So I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.